2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here. Shaq's here. Kenny's here. Welcome to this edition of 2K Sports. Tonight, we'll be watching the Houston Rockets playing against the Thunder out in Oklahoma City. And for Oklahoma City, this is their first time playing this squad so far this season. Last year, they had a winning record against them, going 2-1. With certain players, it's like having a coach on the floor. We're talking Chris Paul. Shaq, what's it like playing with a point guard that smart?
Well, Paul knows exactly what needs to happen in every situation. He remembers patterns and tendencies of players and of opposing teams. Very smart point guard.
Yeah, you can't let your team lose focus, and he does a good job of that. The team plays with a purpose when he's on that floor.
Now let's send it down to Kevin Harlan as tip-off approaches.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Welcome to 2K Sports. We have the NBA coming up. Great to have you with us. This is Kevin Harlan, and by my side, Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. Well, for the Oklahoma City Thunder, they won their last contest, that game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland. And just one look at the score tells you all you need to know. They were dominant in just about every area.
And anytime you come off the bench, you know your role, and that night, it was about scoring.
Well, on the road, you need as many contributors as you can find. The reserves definitely help fuel the win that time.
So the Rockets win the tip. Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. So on the floor for Houston, the engine of this team, Paul and Harden in the backcourt. Marquise Chris is out there with Green, and it's Capella in at the 5 down low. And here's Westbrook. He'll bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Here's Grant, and the dunk by Grant.
Love the attitude of Westbrook. Continues to improve at running the offense and finding ways to create opportunities for his teammates.
Now here's Harden. Chris, you played for 5 different teams, a couple of them multiple times. How long do you think it takes to feel comfortable in a new situation for a player?
I tell you, Kevin, that's such a hard tightrope to play. I remember going to different teams, and you have to understand the culture of the team. You have to understand who their best players are already. You have to understand the style of play, and building trust takes time from both sides. So usually you'll come into a situation and you want to make sure that you're showing that you're a great teammate. And so usually in that area, teammates are saying, wait a minute, we brought you over here. We want you to be that guy that we traded for, the guy we just signed or recruited. We were a fan of you. Do the things that you do great. We'll catch up with you. So a lot of it starts with mutual respect, and that means mutual deferment. And then after a while you're both deferring, you're like, wait, we got to win some games. Okay, you be you, I'll be us. We'll all do it together. And kind of once you get over that kind of fine dance in the beginning, that icebreaker, usually that's when things start rolling.
Robertson finds Adams, and Adams with the slam.
Oh, I dunk you very much.
he can really fly, and you combine that, Greg, with some nice penetration, too, and you've got 2 points. Now, here is Harden. He picked up 33 points in their last win against Indiana. Outside, Green. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. The Thunder have gone 4 of 4 to start, so a nice offensive rhythm to start here. And the dunk by Robertson.
And the feed from George couldn't be better. The timing, the placement, everything about that dish was pinpoint.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Havoc. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Green passes to Chris. Over in the corner, Paul. 6 on the shot clock. Lob pass to Capella. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And sometimes all you got to do is lob it Capella's way. Often he takes care of the rest.
Oklahoma City leading by 6. Westbrook feeling it out a bit. He kicks to Adams. In the corner, George with it. And stolen by Chris. Here's Green. Again, the Rockets score.
Working the in-between area, the kind of look that can get you into a rhythm early.
Yeah, I think he was surprised. He was so open. I mean, that's just a defensive breakdown.
Here's Robertson. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland. Westbrook, no good. Rockets trail by 4. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
George against Green. The Thunder with another miss.
He gets the shot he was looking for, and he just can't bury it.
David Aldridge had a chance to catch up with head coach Mike D'Antoni. David, what do you have to say?
Thanks, Kevin. He said, look, all they talked about before this game was defense. Going up against one of the best offensive teams in the league, he said, it's a challenge that we embrace. Nobody can do it by themselves. It's got to be a collective effort. No hero ball on offense either. Guys, we'll see if they can put the brakes on them. It's never easy. Back to you.
Thanks as always, David. Well, they know what their toughest job is going to be today.
Yeah, Kevin, it's always hard to go up against a team that can light it up like this. You can't let them hit the ground running.
Yeah, easier to say than do. I mean, with the weapons they have, they force such tough matchups. It's hard to stay with them.
And here is Paul. After Paul George getting his 3 to go. Knocked loose. Chris kicks to Capella. And now the fast break. Grant with the ball. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Now, that was a sensational feed. He hit him right on the move.
Last game for Houston, they picked up the win against Indiana.
And we all know in a hostile environment, always tough, but they were the better team on that night.
I absolutely love the fire they showed on the road. You really could tell they wanted that one.
And Jeremy Grant, great genes for the game, Greg. Father was Harvey, uncle was Horace, both NBA players and stars. His brother Jarian also in the association.
Yeah, and Jeremy might be the best athletically of them all. I mean, 6'8" with that 7'3" wingspan, great bounce. If he can develop his skill to match, he'll have a long and prosperous NBA career.
Now here's Harden. Steven Adams unable to get his last shot to go. Takes the turnaround J. They get it back. Here's Chris. Goes up with it again. And Adams sends it back. Paul against Westbrook. Pass to George. Passes it to Robertson. Now here's Westbrook over Harden. Here's Adams, and Capella sends it back.
And you can't throw up weak stuff around Capella. He takes pride in sending shots back.
And Chris throws it down.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. The Thunder leading by 5. Westbrook finds Robertson. to Westbrook. Here's the lob to Adams, and Adams with the slam.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. And Houston calls their first timeout of the game. And going against Oklahoma City, their first meeting of the year.
Yeah, and they're hoping for a better showing against this club this season. Last year, they came out on the losing end.
A different look for Oklahoma City. Noel comes in for Jeremy Grant, and Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Andre Robertson. The Rockets also changing it up. P.J. Tucker comes in for Chris, and it's Gordon in for Gerald Green. Now here's Harden. He's been quiet so far, still no points in the game, and there it is for him.
And how about that exhale there? Finally gets one to fall through 6 attempts.
Schroeder passes to Adams. Outside Westbrook. And Noel kicks to Westbrook. 5 on the clock. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So 1 free throw coming up.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
And Russell Westbrook. He is a standard bearer for the Jordan brand with his own signature shoe, Greg. Few players have ever been as competitive as Michael Jordan, but you think Westbrook may be in that conversation?
No doubt about it. The similarities don't end there. The surreal athleticism, the will to dominate, and that fight, finding grudges to motivate them to their highest level. I think there's a kinship in how MJ and Russ approach the game.
The free throw drops for Russell Westbrook. And so it's Houston with it. 8-point game. Knight looking for an opening. To the paint. Gordon inside. Defended by George. The shot by Nene. No good.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Now here's Schroeder, one of the dependable scorers on the team. He's averaging close to 17 points a game. Adams' shot is off.
A highlight reel play all the way, just can't connect.
Well, a good attempt to try to finish that alley-oop still, though. Still should have went for something better than that, though.
Now here's Gordon. 14 points from him the last game against Indiana. Inside, Tucker. And the rejection by Noel. Oklahoma City leading by 8. Here's Schroeder, and he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Well, not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
And Greg, certainly the knock on Dennis Schroeder is play on the defensive end.
Nobody questions how effective he is on offense. I just think he has a tendency to take a few too many plays off and too many chances on defense. If he wants to be viewed as a top point guard in this league, he'll need to show some consistency on the defensive end.
That's good from Schroeder. You know, for years, the adage has been that, C-Web, big men take longer to develop than other positions. Does that still ring true today?
I don't think so. I think today the point guard position, because the point guard position is the toughest position in the game. I think when the big men did take the longest to develop, it was because the big man position, the center and power forward, were the toughest, and that's kind of changed. Cat and B didn't take very long to develop. Big men coming to the league, they're more polished now, and I think the fact that the coaches, the coaching, the skill sets now are so much more alike that guys can make an easier adjustment into the game because they've been playing their game and adjusting a lot longer than maybe the players before that had to find a different role once they entered into the pros.
P.J. Tucker, C-Web, was an undersized power forward at the University of Texas. He made a pretty effective transition to small forward in the pros.
I mean, the way the game is going now, he's able to slide back to that power forward position as well. The strength to hold his ground I mean, a good enough shooter to space the floor for his teammates.
Shooting 2.
And that one misses. The Thunder went into free agency with a lot of question marks, but ended having a big summer.
Able to retain Paul George, and that was the first and largest key. Getting a player like Noel for cheap was also a big help for this group. The Thunder were at a fork in the road last season, but this team now as dangerous as ever.
He hits the second from the line.
But you got to give the Rockets credit. I mean, other teams may have looked at the Warriors and threw up their hands, but not the Rockets. Houston tried to put pieces around Harden to contend for a title.
Nene pulls it in.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Outside Knight. It's stolen by Schroeder. And now a fast break for the Thunder. George with the ball. And he makes that one. George has got 5. And we've seen Harden recruiting players to Houston, Chris, helped attract another star and all those complementary players.
I mean, he gives assists to the organization. He's a star and a pitch man. I mean, that's what you have to do at this point. Team up and load up if you want to win it all.
Now a timeout called by Houston.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Well, I think the first thing they need to talk about are the rotations. There's a lot of miscommunication out there.
Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Diallo comes in for George. Knight against Schroeder. Outside Knight. Gordon goes in. That shot no good. Good D by Westbrook. Here's Oklahoma City. They're on a 17-5 run here. Lays it in off a pretty alley-oop.
Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
Well, I love how they've done it. They've built this huge lead with points in the paint, dominating physically.
And so it's Houston with it, following the score by Oklahoma City. For 3, Gordon gets it to go from beyond the arc. Gordon's got his first 3 points of the game.
Well, yeah, the touch, the timing. You got to know how Gordon is a threat to shoot off the pass.
Outside Westbrook. The dish to Patterson. Shoots over Tucker. And the rebound goes to Nene. And here's Knight. He'll bring it up for Houston. Trailing by 13. Offensive rebound. Tucker. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Let's give a look now at the 2K leaderboard to see who led the league in assists last year. Russell Westbrook, number 1. James Harden, 3rd.
And really 2 terrific distributors. I mean, the first thing you look for in a teammate is the ability to get you the ball. And they both have that down to a T.
That's good from Tucker. And P.J. Tucker, Greg, a rugged physical defender at the forward.
And here's the guy, second-round pick back at 06. Spent 5 seasons playing abroad before making his return to the association. Now he's a seasoned veteran and not shy about holding his teammates accountable, especially defensively.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. Oklahoma City leading by 11. Westbrook finds Patterson. Back to Westbrook. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Here's Diallo. Noel trying to break loose. Diallo no good. Houston's gone a meager 1 of 6 from three-point land since we got started tonight. Now here's Ennis. Defense is right there. Outside Knight. 6 to shoot. Shoots over Schroeder. Good on the shot, and that shaved the lead to single digits. Knight's got his first basket. 51 seconds left in the first quarter. Outside Westbrook. Pass to Schroeder. Kicks it to Patterson. In the corner, it's Westbrook. And again, Oklahoma City, no good.
This shot's just, it's not there right now. With this team leading, perhaps, you know, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Knight passes to Gordon. Knocked loose.
He keeps battling, but so far this quarter, he hasn't been able to get it going.
Schroeder with the ball. And the pass to Westbrook. And that's going to do it. Some good defense down the stretch to end the quarter. And that does it for the first quarter. Thunder lead by 9. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. And the Rockets came close, but Chris Paul still convinced this team has what it takes to win a title.
I'm in the wrong business if I didn't think we could win a title. I think we still got a lot of ways to go. We got a lot of work to do, but that's the fun thing about it right now, is to know that we're not there.
And his ability to stay positive, Greg, and stay at it, so admirable.
Yeah, and one of the best point guards of all time. You know he's hungry to break through and win a championship.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen so far from the Thunder, guys.
Yeah, it didn't take them long to get that transition game going.
Well, this roster is built for guys with speed. They're running the floor hard in the first quarter.
Patrick Patterson is out there with Nerlens Noel. Then there's Dennis Schroeder. Then there's Felton. And it's Diallo in at the small forward. That's the group for Oklahoma City getting going here in the second. Offensive rebound. And Noel kicks it over to Schroeder. And the Thunder, another three.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Outside Gordon. And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Noel against Nene. Doesn't go that time. And Oklahoma City will go with it the other way. Here's Schroeder. And that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. Schroeder's got 5 points now this quarter.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Knight into the lane. And yes, it's good.
He got pretty much a free run to the hoop right there. They might just count those as automatic points.
And so it's Schroeder with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Oklahoma City Thunder. The lead is 15. Patterson. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
All these open threes they're giving up have really been the driving force on this run.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Knight. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And looking now at some numbers for Eric Gordon. How he did last season. Last season, he averaged 18 points per, 2 assists and 2 rebounds. And he's been putting up points with regularity. I mean, that's what they depend on, his killer instinct on offense.
Yeah, anytime this club needs a basket, he's their go-to guy. Just an irrepressible, prolific scorer.
And the first one drops. We know the guys who can fill it up are in high demand. A lot of guys, Chris, in this game with instant offense.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, think about Eric Gordon, 6th man of the year, but can let it fly at any time. Of course, Steph Curry, the great Steph Curry.
Lou Williams, right?
Lou Williams. I got to go to my man Jamal Crawford. You know, he's getting up there, but Benjamin Button is still Jay crossover, and he's letting it fly. And these are all guys I give it to him and say, I don't care how, just go get me a bucket.
Here's Patterson. Outside for Felton. Over to the wing. Here's Grant. No good from outside. Got the defender off his feet with the pump fake, but couldn't knock it down. Right side, Green puts it up from 15. Got a piece of it. And now the fast break. Schroeder with the ball. And there's Felton. That's good on the assist by Schroeder. Felton has got his first basket.
And great hustle to turn that block shot into a fast break opportunity. Big time play on both ends.
Timeout called, the Rockets. And 6'7" swingman Andre Robertson out of the University of Colorado, one of the league's premier defensive specialists.
And Kevin, there's a reason he started for most of his career, and it has nothing to do with his shooting. Now returning from that ruptured patella tendon, will he regain that elite defensive form? Only time will tell.
Paul's checked in for Houston. Rockets trail by 18. Harden outside. Back to Paul. Harden outside. Shot clock at 5.
And I think that one could have easily have fallen for him.
To the paint, here's Grant, and the dunk by Grant.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Paul dishes to Harden. Back to Paul. And Grant sends it back. Paul against Schroeder. Robertson. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. The Thunder have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
Not a strong suit for this group, just around 71%. Two.
The first one falls. And the Rockets with a big summer and back with a vengeance in pursuit of an elusive title.
Don't count them out. If they can control Chris Paul's minutes, try to keep him healthy for the playoffs, if they're 100%, they can beat anyone.
Paul George is checked in for Dennis Schroeder. He makes 1 of 2 that time. See, we have a big rule change. Defenders have to give jump shooters space to land. Your thoughts on that?
Great. Thank you. Think about if a guy is hot and you can't stop him, you should not be able to embellish with the rules by sliding your foot up under a guy. If we all remember, I believe that San Antonio was up a couple of years ago on Golden State at home in Game 1, and Pachulia inadvertently put his foot up under Kawhi Leonard, and Kawhi was injured. You have to give shooters space to come down. You can't be thinking about that on the way down. We don't want players injured or hurt in this game because of a lack of paying attention to detail, and I think this rule really helps it. Defenders have done it for years. It could be viewed as dirty, but I'm glad the NBA did something about it. I'm very happy about it. And check this out. I'm going to see a lot of guys knocking down even more threes now.
And both free throws good for James Harden.
You know, there's one award that Harden has won. I think we can pretty much say for sure he'll never win again, and that's 6th Man of the Year. It's hard to believe there was ever a time this man wasn't a star.
The tenacity, the attention to detail, it's why these guys are in complete control.
Well, they continue to extend the lead. Terrific play on both ends of the court.
Now here's Capella. He picked up 15 points in their last win against the Pacers in Indianapolis. And he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time. The whistle blowing.
You know, when Chris Paul came to the Rockets, a lot of people questioned if he and James Harden would be able to share the ball. Both known for being ball-dominant guards. I think you'd have to say it's worked out pretty well.
Shooting 2.
He misses the free throw. And I think Chris Paul never comfortable with that ball-dominant label, Greg. He never played with another guard who could create, certainly on the level of Harden.
No doubt about it. I mean, Mo Pete, J.J. Redick, guys who were great shooters, but really more off-the-ball players. Chris needed to be that kind of a playmaker, but with Harden, he has someone just as gifted at creating baskets for himself and others.
He's a proven winner. I mean, it's easy to appreciate the skill set of Paul, a masterful shooter and a clever defender.
The turnaround jumper, and it comes off the front of the rim.
Solid rebound there, and with the score like it is, that's an area where they can't afford to get lazy.
Here's Robertson, covered by Chris. Ball's knocked loose. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Rockets will retain possession. A chance here to assess what parts of the floor the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for Oklahoma City.
And you can see how important those inside baskets are. This is a team that loves to work the ball inside, whether the entry pass or off of a drive. They like to feed on those high percentage looks.
Now here's Green. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Pacers in Indianapolis. This is his first trip to the line tonight.
Wound up shooting 85 from the line a season ago, which is an exceptional percentage.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good. Noel's checked in for the Thunder. And so he makes both from the line. The Thunder leading by 18. Tipped away. Felton finds Noel. Now Grant. He lobs it up. He's looking for Noel.
Oh, that athletic.
Yeah.
Wow. Jumped out of the gym. Oh, here he comes, and there he goes.
Oh, look at him punish that rim. Now here's Harden. He's a guy we see deliver on a nightly basis, averaging about 24.5 points a game. Paul against Felton. 5 to shoot. And it's out of bounds to the Rockets as Houston retains possession.
And looking now at some numbers for Steven Adams. Last year, getting it done. 4th in field goal percentage, and he did his share on the glass, battled his way into the top 15 in rebounds per game.
And yeah, he's one of the most efficient scorers in the league for sure. Moves without the ball, avoids taking the bad shots. That's why he was top 5 in field goal percentage last year.
It's clear this just isn't his night. I mean, if they're going to keep him on the floor, I think his best role would be to be a decoy.
Knocked away. Dishes to Felton. Back to Adams. No good that time. Good work defensively by Capella. Green against Grant. In the corner. Harden. No good on the shot. A bit long that time. The Thunder leading by 20. Felton taking his time here. Down low. Paul with the steal. To the inside. Chris past to Paul. Outside, Green. Offline with his 3.
He finds a major hole in the D beyond the arc and still can't cash in on it.
Outside, Felton. He dishes it to Noel. 6 to shoot. Fades away. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Felton can't get it to go.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Grant outside. Blanketed by the D. He fights to the rim for the layup. Grant's got 4 points in the quarter.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Chris kicks to Paul. Over Felton. The Rockets again can't hit.
Boy, he has been cold for a while now.
And it's sad because the team relies on him to be a threat offensively. When he's rolling, that makes them a much more dynamic offense.
Houston's got nothing but zeros from long range in the second quarter. 0 of 4.
And you think about Mike D'Antoni, the modern-day godfather of pace and space. We saw this with his teams back in Phoenix, Houston. Actually, middle of the pack in pace of play. But they certainly look to space the floor, though, shooting more threes than twos.
Here's Felton. James Harden picking up that last basket. Felton finds Adams. And here is Noel, headed by Green. And that one's good. Noel.
I mean, it took him a long time to get into the flow of the game, but the points are starting to come for him now.
And talk about Houston slowing down a bit from D'Antoni's usual run-and-gun style.
Oh, yeah, they want to get Harden, one of the best shooters and passers in the game, in a mismatch, and let him pick his man apart. D'Antoni showing more flexibility with his system than perhaps you give him credit for.
Now, here's Felton, following the shot by Chris Paul. And Adams with the slam.
And the definition of teamwork right there on that alley-oop.
And, Greg, what about the finish? Bringing it down with some thunder. Yeah. Harden kicks to Capella. Felton against Paul. Lets it fly. And it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got 6 rebounds in the game. Here is Felton. He's usually able to provide some lift to his team, averaging 6 points a game. Pass to Grant. Noel against Paul. And that one's good. Noel. Noel's got 8 points.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
Paul passes to Harden. Outside, Green. That one's good. Maybe that'll get him going after a 2-for-6 start.
I like that pick play. I mean, you can see how easily it makes it for him to get to the cup.
And first time out of the game called for Oklahoma City.
And starting to send guys to the line way more than they need to. Let's get some good position defense going here. That should be the emphasis, and get away from the sloppy fouls.
A different look for Oklahoma City. Diallo, he's checked in for Jeremy Grant. Russell Westbrook comes in for Robertson. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Raymond Felton. Now Schroeder, he's got 8. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. And in front of you now is a list of the players with the highest shooting percentage last season. Clint Capella on top, the 4th spot held by Steven Adams.
As well as these two shot the ball, it was a nightmare situation for a defender guarding either one of them. It's so hard to stop them from getting their shots off.
Now here's Gordon, one of the dependable scorers on the team. He's averaging close to 17 points a game.
He just bangs down the one-hander.
2 very easy points right here. Oklahoma City has gone 3 of 4 with the long-range bombs here in the second quarter. Gordon against Westbrook. Lobbed up there for Schroeder. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. And there's the foul. It's on Steven Adams. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line. For Houston, they have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line, so that's a nice all-around effort.
The first free throw is good. That one misses.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
Westbrook against Gordon. Westbrook finds Schroeder. Back to Westbrook. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got 6 assists now in the game.
Like how confident Westbrook is close to the rim. Gets high off the ground and releases his shot quickly.
Now here's Knight. 6 points for him. Ball's knocked loose. Outside Westbrook. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Oklahoma City shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
He's off on the first.
Well, you think back to a time when people wondered if Westbrook was too aggressive playing with KD. They said Russ was taking too many shots. No questions anymore. Westbrook is the man in OKC. As we've gotten closer to halftime, their style has become more and more physical.
Knight kicks to Gordon. 41 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Knight. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got his 8th rebound here tonight. Westbrook dishes to Noel. And it goes down 2 points. Noel's got 10 points in the quarter.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Here's Gordon. And Adams sends it back. They get it back. And here's Westbrook. We saw him with 19 points his last outing. Right wing. Just 3 on the clock. That shot misses. And so it's Oklahoma City ahead by 26 points as we get ready for the break. They've been playing some ferocious defense. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Billy, balanced scoring for your team. How pleased are you with the way they're keeping everybody involved offensively?
Well, those guys, I think, have done a really good job of moving the ball and sharing the ball, and they're finding open men and they're willing passers, and I think because of that, they've been efficient offensively.
Open shots tend to be made. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. So far, a pretty lopsided game, but still 1 half to play. I'm Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Oklahoma City has the edge here at halftime. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a massive amount. Kenny, what's your take?
Well, how about that ball movement? That was a true definition of team basketball. All 5 guys moving, all guys rotating, everyone touching the ball, a bunch of assists, tons of easy baskets. It gives everyone on the floor confidence when you're playing like that.
Shaq, how'd you think the Rockets were playing?
They were brick city, and it was painful to watch. Weak shooting starts to get contagious, and they were struggling all over the place. They got to work on getting more high-quality chances, more layups, fewer prayers.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joel, what up?
Welcome back to Oklahoma City, everyone. You can see Chesapeake Energy Arena there in the background as the cars stream down I-40. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Nerlens Noel really making a difference here.
And I loved in that first half that they were patient, looked for good shots, and knocked them down.
Yeah, and then it wasn't all dunks. I mean, they were squaring up with confidence, and that became contagious.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. And so in the game for the Rockets, Paul and Harden are the incredible backcourt duo. Chris is out there with Clint Capella, and it's Green in at the small forward. Back to Grant. 5 on the clock. To the inside. It's stolen by Capella. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Kevin, the league has unveiled a 5-point plan to improve player-referee relations. Things became heated last season with a lot of star players ejected for arguing with officials. The emphasis on respect and clear standards of conduct on both sides can only help. Kevin?
Very good point, David. Completely agree. Thanks. So it's the Thunder now, following Chris Paul's three-point attempt. Robertson the pass to Westbrook. Back to Robertson. Outside Westbrook. 4 on the clock. With a floater, he lays it in. Westbrook's got the first basket of the second half here for the Thunder.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Here's Harden. Capella kicks to Chris. Back to Capella. And some nice passing there by Houston. Green finds Paul. The Rockets again can't hit.
Oh, look, he's got to find better looks, or he's never going to pull out that funk he's in tonight.
Grant the pass to Westbrook. Over Paul. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
And as he squares up for mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Well, he did a great job of staying patient, letting the man make his move, and getting right up on the jump shot.
Westbrook passes to Diallo. But they get it back. Grant kicks to Westbrook. And finished off by Westbrook.
And you know Westbrook has an outstanding vertical. And once he gets to the launching pad, rim, beware.
Here's Capella. The rebound by Steven Adams. Adams has got rebound number 12 here already in the game. And Chris Paul picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Paul George is checked in for Diallo. Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played. Westbrook against Paul. George with no one around. And the three off target.
Well, you can't fault him for taking the three when he's that wide open. You can't pass that shot up.
Got that one up quick. Green's got his third basket of the night right there.
Well, when you draw this much attention from the D, you know someone's bound to be left open, and Harden finds him.
Here's George on the money from 12 feet away.
He's been in control here tonight, helping them get in front with his work from the field.
Houston's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. Timeout called the Rockets. And he was one of many big names in free agency this past summer. Paul George, a huge part of that. But, you know, Greg, he didn't take long to make his decision.
Many expected George to maybe jump to the Lakers. Had been saying it was his dream to play in L.A. for over a year. But credit Westbrook and the Thunder. They won him over. He was one of the first signings in free agency to re-up with OKC.
And Oklahoma City making a change here. Patterson's checked in. And now here's Chris. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That's his third foul of the game. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Harden left side.
That is fantastic defense on one of the best three-point shooters in the league. Didn't give him an inch of room.
Westbrook against Paul. Westbrook dishes to Patterson. Back to Westbrook over Paul. And it's Westbrook. That time on the assist by Patterson. 14 points for Russell Westbrook.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
And defensively, you know he's feeling good right now. And as the opposing team, you better adjust your scheme accordingly. Well, he has to work harder to get a good high percentage look. I mean, he's been taking some bad shots out there.
Robertson kicks to Westbrook. 5 to shoot. From about 19 feet, it's rebounded by Houston. Harden with it. 6 points for him. They kick it out to Green. The Rockets with another miss.
He'll be beating himself up if they can't come back because he is not carrying his weight at the offensive end.
Robertson can't hit. The Rockets shooting about 26% out there. They need to get a better look. There's the foul. It's on Patrick Patterson. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
Dang, that's his 4th foul. Now he's going to have to be careful. Still a little ways to go and only 2 fouls to spare.
Outside, Green. Takes the 13-footer, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. Green's got 10.
Nice bucket. There's no question about his skills at the offensive end.
Westbrook up top, defended by Paul. Westbrook finds Robertson. Over Harden. The shot's good from Robertson. Robertson's got his 3rd bucket of the night. And it's Houston's ball.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And the foul called on Russell Westbrook. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game. Nene, he's checked in for Houston. Gordon comes in for Green. Oklahoma City on D. Just 4 points. That's all they've given up here in the second half. And Andre Robertson is going to pick up the foul. That's his 1st foul. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Chris. George against Gordon. He kicks to Tucker. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Nene. Paul for 3. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. And here is the shot chart as we see how things are going for Paul.
Well, they're going to have to look elsewhere for points because he has pulled a Houdini and completely disappeared from the offense in this one. Just no production from him, and nothing seems to be in rhythm for him right now. It's just not his night.
Westbrook passes to Patterson. And out of bounds as the Rockets gain possession.
Let's take a look at Paul George, some stats on him. He's coming off an excellent season. 2nd in steals and amongst the league's top-tier scorers, top 20 in points per game.
And looking back at his #2 steal rate, yeah, he did gamble a little bit, you're right. But he also played some hard-nosed on-ball defense, and that was key. Grant against Paul. Eric Gordon on the wing. The tray. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Paul's got 3 assists tonight. Westbrook against Paul. Westbrook kicks to Patterson. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Harden finds Gordon. Out of bounds, Rockets ball as Houston keeps possession. And Clark, while we have a moment, let's show you the list of players who put up the most points last year. James Harden, #1.
And he's not going to forget that season anytime soon. And it's safe to say neither will anyone who watched him.
Long range from the inbound.
And really, after that strong first half, he has been in quite the tailspin. And offensively, he has been a liability more than he's helped this quarter.
And that one drops for him.
Well, he's given himself a chance. 6 shots he's gotten up this quarter, but only able to convert on 1 of them.
Westbrook against Paul. Robertson the pass to Westbrook. Nails the baby hook. Westbrook's got 16.
His touch has been terrific this quarter. Most of what he puts up is going down.
Paul against Westbrook. Paul kicks to Gordon. Paul George with the steal. Score the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Here's Harden. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And James Harden, last season's MVP, the runner-up in 2015, actually won the players' vote for MVP that season. But last season, he took home the official hardware.
Two.
And the first one drops. And with James Harden winning the MVP in 2018, Russell Westbrook in 2017, Kevin Durant in 2014, you think a few what-ifs right now in Oklahoma City?
A few, more than that, Kevin. I mean, probably tough for them all to win MVP playing on one team. A good shot at a different trophy, though, maybe the one that starts with the name of Larry.
So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. James Harden, the league leader in free throws made for 5 of the last 6 seasons, and he came in a close second that other season.
Yeah, I mean, about a third of his points come at the line. He's made an art of creating contact. You really think about it. Some would even say tricking the officials from time to time.
Here's Ennis. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got his 3rd assist on the night.
And really just unselfish basketball on the interior. That's the kind of pass a coach loves to see.
Now here's Schroeder. 8 points for him. Passes it to Felton. It's George on the wing. A 3-pointer off the mark.
He's done almost no damage from 3-point range in this game. No threes in this half and only 1 in the first.
Gordon kicks to Harden. Back to Gordon. Just 5 on the clock. It's rebounded by Oklahoma City. Patterson's got 7 rebounds in the game. Schroeder finds Patterson. And it's Patterson finishing it off.
That was all about the assist. Great pass to set up the shot.
And it's Harden with the ball for the Houston Rockets. Fires for 3. The Thunder pull it in. Patterson's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Thunder have gone 8 of 16 in the 3rd quarter to put their second half shooting percentage right at 50%. Schroeder passes to Felton. Back to Schroeder. From past the arc. Rebound by Ennis.
And extending the D there, putting a lot of pressure on the shooter.
Yeah, because you're spread out. It could be difficult to contest these shots, but not for him.
And he has been ice cold from beyond the arc here since halftime, and he continues yet to fire away. He has got to tone it down if he wants to help his team.
Noel dishes to Schroeder. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. And Patterson kicks it over to Schroeder. Misses off the left iron. And for Houston, they're shooting a pretty wretched 28% in the 3rd quarter. This offense needs to maybe try some different angles. Now here's Gordon. He's got 6.
And low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
And sometimes you get a little outside of yourself. You have to be a little more disciplined.
Here's George. Pass to Patterson. Beyond the arc. It's hauled in by Gordon. Gordon's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Adams, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. And a switch here also for Houston. Knight's checked in. They've shared the load offensively.
And guys, they've put the defense on their heels. You can see right now they're trying to react, and that's what you want when you're in a rhythm offensively.
Now here's Felton. They get the rebound, and Adams kicks it over to Schroeder. Outside, George. The shot's good on the assist by Schroeder. Schroeder's got his 8th assist in the game. Knight against Schroeder. Kicks it out to Gordon. Trying to end the drought. Buries the long-range jumper. Gordon's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the 3rd for the Rockets. Gordon's gotten half of his 3-pointers to fall for him. 3 of 6 on the night. There's the pass to George. Over Ennis. Here's Adams, and Adams with the slam. That gives him a double-double in this one. 10 points and 14 rebounds.
And guys, that's his game. I mean, battling in the paint and cashing in on those second chance opportunities.
And Greg, cashing in hard. I mean, man, oh man, he puts an exclamation point on that dunk.
Yes. And anybody can get a run-of-the-mill putback, but he makes them count. The bounce pass is the ticket there. Very nice assist.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Schroeder finds Felton. Out to the wing. Knocks down the 3 ball. Felton's got 5. Here's Gordon. And Tucker has it in the corner. And he can't answer back. The 3-pointer offline. Russell Westbrook has been leading the charge for the Oklahoma City Thunder. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that terrific basketball instinct on display. We'll return shortly. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Yeah, he put it on the platter, and it was served cold. Now, I love the poise, the decisiveness. This is how you run an offense.
And as we head into the 4th, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. Felton is out there with Diallo. And then there's Steven Adams. Then it's Paul George. And it's Luwawu in at the 3. That's the lineup in the game for Oklahoma City. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Here's what Oklahoma City's schedule is looking like. On Saturday, they'll face off against DeAndre Jordan and the Dallas Mavericks. Then on Monday, they'll go up against Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns.
And looking at the Suns matchup, that's a contest that could easily go either way. Small mistakes could be the difference, and both teams will need to be at their best.
The first free throw is good. Not too long ago, C-Web, triple-doubles were widely celebrated. Now you see much more of them all over the league. What's been the change there, do you think?
I think the change has been the style of play and the removal of the big man. Being that there are no longer a slew of 7-footers in there rebounding, guards can come in there and do some amazing things in rebounding. And I'm amazed with Westbrook coming in and rebounding over the 7-footers. You also have better spacing, and so if I'm a one-on-one player, I get past my guy. I can trust it that if I throw it to a wide-open shooter now, because of the way that we've drawn the defenses in, there may be a few more open looks. And so I still respect it. I still respect the energy, the focus, the fact that you have to be all over the floor to do it. But, you know, besides the fact that there's longer threes taken, or besides the fact that there's more small lineups, I still think it's a feat to be respected, even though we're seeing an increase in them now.
Here's Carter Williams following the score by Oklahoma City. Shot clock at 6. A nice shot by Knight.
And that's almost automatic anytime he can get the ball in that position.
And so it's Felton who will bring it up for Oklahoma City. Pass to Abrinas. Launches a three. Up again, and it's Adams on the follow.
And they've gotten very aggressive on the offensive glass here in the second half, getting a lot of second chance points.
The Rockets shooting just 31% in the game. Carter Williams, the pass tonight. Back to Carter Williams. You know, the NBA has cracked down on flopping. It's still part of the game, but C-Webb, would you agree that progress has been made in that area?
Yeah, I think so, and I'd like to blame a lot of my European players for bringing that over along with soccer. Soccer with the flopping and that, and we've kind of taken away. And I know a little bit about flopping. We had some floppers on my Sacramento team, and so flopping is frustrating. You don't want to see that. You want to see guys earn it. This isn't soccer or football. And so I think the league has done a very good job, whether it was trying to find guys early or just embarrass you and say, hey, you're acting a fool. Get up right now. No one touched you. Why did you flop? Or act like you were hit and move 10 feet back on the side. Right. I hate flopping. But then again, you must embellish. You must be a good actor. You've got to put the referees in a tough position to make a good call. How do you find that balance? But I think the NBA has done a good job of making sure that it isn't encouraged and isn't rewarded.
And it's the Rockets with the ball. After the missed three from Raymond Felton. Here's Edwards. No good off the back of the rim.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive. And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession. And now only one away from being in the penalty.
For Houston, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to get the fourth quarter started. And it goes out of bounds. And last touch by Carter Williams.
Well, the defense had nothing to do with that turnover. They're just fortunate. That's just plain sloppy passing.
Oklahoma City's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Felton kicks to Diallo. And it comes to playing the role of villain in the eyes of many NBA fans. Well, you've got LeBron going to Miami, Durant leaving OKC, going to Golden State. C-Webb is having someone to root against good for the league. It seems to build some passion in sports for sure.
I mean, there can never be a hero without a villain,
sure,
even if that villain is temporary for one season. So one of the great things about the NBA is that our off season normally is just as exciting as the main season because of the trades and who's going where and the changing of allegiances, of alliances. I mean, so I definitely love all the movement. And you know, the great thing is you're never going to agree with what any player does 100% the whole time. So I love seeing the changes in the league and having someone to root against. I think it's good for the fan soul to have somebody that you can honestly root against.
That's fun. Grant, he's checked in for Raymond Felton. Thunder have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Abrinas kicks to Adams. Passes it to Llewellyn. Here's Diallo. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It goes on Brandon Knight. That free throw good from Diallo. And the Thunder making a switch here. Westbrook's checked in. And he makes both free throws. Every once in a while, we hear about the brotherhood of the NBA. C-Webb, when you hear that term, what does it mean to you?
It means it's the truth. When I got to the NBA as a rookie, the thing that amazed me the most was that I was already part of a fraternity. There was no having to be kind of welcomed in. You are welcomed in once you're part of the NBA. Guys want to see you do well. Right. Not against them, not against their team, but guys want to see you do well because they know the work, the effort, the sacrifice that it takes to get to this level. And that's a really refreshing feeling, knowing the guys got your best interest as long as it isn't against them that way.
Great perspective on that topic.
You know what? You've got to always be in control of your emotions.
Houston on D. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. Pass to Abrinas. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got 6 assists now in the game. So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Simply put, out of control is how they played thus far. They're going to have to reel it in and show some more discipline.
Now here's Carter Williams. Knight wide open, and they wasted no time getting those 3 points back.
And that's how you answer back.
Trading bombs the last 2 possessions. They're going at one another.
Knight against Westbrook. C-Webb, when you look at how basketball is taught at early levels for these kids, middle school and then high school, anything there that you would change?
Yes, I would change to developing all players and taking away positions.
Interesting.
When you are young and you're in, let's say, 3rd grade and you're the tallest player on the team and I make you a center and I pull you to one end and I only show you how to make layups. I don't show you how to shoot threes or to dribble. I'm assuming that your body is always going to stay the same. And I believe that coaches should teach great skill set, shooting, passing, dribbling. And when you do that, a player can then become the full player they're intended to be instead of teaching incrementally where a player may get stuck and identified as this type of player his whole time. I think that really what you need to do is teach full skill sets and allow players to develop. Just think if someone would have said, Kevin Durant, you can only shoot layups. We wouldn't be able to see the true unicorn that he is.
Wonderful thought. And that one falls for Knight. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. Knight hits them both. Now Westbrook. And it's Abrinas in the corner. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Thunder will retain possession. On defense, the Rockets. For 3, Westbrook. It's rebounded by Hartenstein. Here's Ennis. Count it.
Tremendous adjustment in midair. Hard to stay focused on the hoop when you got to do that.
Westbrook against Knight. Westbrook kicks to Abrinas. Chris, in football, you have the franchise tag. It allows a team to keep a superstar by delaying his free agency. Would that work in the NBA?
I'm not sure if that would work in the NBA. It would be what else would reward this player in the franchise tag? Does it allow freedom for other players to come? I think that we're going to have to address some of these issues as time goes on, especially in a place like Golden State where they have so many great players there. But one of the great things about the NBA is the freedom of movement. And I don't think that we've seen really any teams get hurt too bad by the superstar leaving if they've acknowledged he's going to leave and made a trade for him. It is when that they don't acknowledge, a la Orlando with Shaq, a la a couple of other teams, they don't acknowledge that this guy may leave, that you truly end up with nothing. So I'm not sure about that franchise tag yet, Kevin. The NBA is doing great. Players are moving around, and we're going to need some other teams to combat the dominant team overall.
Here's Diallo. It's good. Only a few seconds into the shot clock. Diallo's got 6 points in the quarter.
And when you can outscore your opponent in transition, that's always going to work to your advantage.
Yeah, but you have to control the pace. You have to keep it up, keep the tempo. That's how they built this lead.
And the Rockets with possession here. The Thunder making the shot. Outside for Carter Williams. Another miss by Houston.
Look, they cannot leave him open like that. The D got away with one there.
Westbrook against Knight. Outside Westbrook. Double team on Westbrook. Down low. 6 on the shot clock. Grant. That's good.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
For Houston, they've gone 5 of 10, 50% from the field. Knight passes to Hartenstein. To the inside. The basket good off the assist from Carter Williams. Carter Williams has got 3 assists tonight. Thunder shooting 44% in the fourth. The offense with some ups and downs. Westbrook finds Patterson. Chris, we hear the word switchability, popular term used these days. Talk about the importance of having guys who can defend multiple positions.
It's so important because it allows for the flexibility with your matchups. You can avoid being forced into mismatches. So you definitely need players like that. However, Kev, I think that the NBA is going switchability crazy. You shouldn't switch everything. Switching on defense should only be if the coach wants to take a player out the game or if it's just needed at the last second. Usually communication is the key because there are no new plays under the sun. You see the play coming and developing it, and if you can communicate, that's usually when you don't need to switch. I think coaches have lost trust in players' willingness to communicate, and switching has become kind of a lesser of two evils, I guess you could say. And I hope we get away from as much switching as we do because it puts guys in totally wrong positions. And if you have a smart offensive player, he'll pass his way out of that right to the guy with the mismatch.
Your take is real interesting. Raymond Felton, he's checked in for Russell Westbrook.
One shot. One shot.
That's good from Carter Williams.
Now, the former Rookie of the Year continues to improve. Carter Williams, he's a triple-double threat thanks to his size and his passing skills.
Now, here's Felton. For a long time, beat writers and media personnel have determined NBA awards. C. Webb is someone who's been up for some of these. Do you feel the voting system as structured now is fair?
I don't know how it can be fair if it doesn't have any players or coaches involved. You know, I can't necessarily vote on the best doctors because I don't know what it entails, but I can definitely trust other doctors to give their comments on their peers. I think peer awareness is some of the most reliable that you can go for. But, I mean, we have some very knowledgeable writers, sports writers, and media personnel that know. But for the most part, you need help of the players and the coaches to make sure that the integrity is there.
Here's Diallo. Got it. Good job in the low post. And so Knight will bring it up for Houston. There's a minute 47 left in the fourth quarter of this one.
And how many extra possessions have they gotten because of that rebounding edge?
A lot. I mean, they came in focused on winning the rebound battle, and they've done it.
Now, here's Felton over to the wing. And Noel kicks to Felton. Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. Just 5 on the clock. They get it back. Noel passes to Abrinas. It's stolen by Ennis.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for Oklahoma City.
It was a standout performance across the board.
I mean, it was like watching a cat play with a mouse. They were able to do more or less whatever they wanted.
And it'll mark their 4th win on the year. Actually, their 5th win on the year.
And against a conference opponent, always good to take that first win of the season series to establish a psychological edge.
And one of the league's top talents, game in and game out. And doing it here again in this one. A terrific night for Steven Adams.
Well, the best work he did came on the boards. Nobody could match his intensity. His rebounding played a big role in this win.
Now, here's Felton. Brandon Knight missing his last shot. To the middle, taken away by Nene. And oh, here we go, Knight, nobody back. Here's the floater, and that's 2 points on the layup.
Oh, look at the soft touch on the teardrop.
And they can just dribble the ball until the buzzer.
Yeah, they got to be happy with the outcome.
Knight against Felton. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where's your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together, and we can just stick to that. Keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.